Good morning. All right. Last time we discussed the ancestry or the forefathers of the Mughal Empire. Right? Today we are going to talk about arrival of Babur in India. Right? So now tell me that which was the last Sultanate dynasty to rule over Delhi? Yes, Sanskriti?
Lodi dynasty.
Okay, can you name two popular Lodi kings? Okay, sit down. And can anyone name two popular Lodi kings, Paki?
Sikandar Lodi and Ibrahim.
Correct, Sikandar Lodi and Ibrahim Lodi. So if we look at this map, right, you can see that pink shaded portion, that was the extent of Lodi dynasty. That means it was not limited to Delhi. Okay, it was not limited to Delhi, it was beyond Delhi. This was the condition when Babur arrived in India, right? So we are going to talk about arrival of Babur. Anybody remembers Babur first of all started ruling from where? You know, he was hardly 12, your age, when he ascended the throne in Fargana. Alright? So he ascended the throne in Fargana and he became the king at that tender age. So Fargana is in Central Asia, near Turkmenistan. Uzbekistan, Turkmenistan, they are all nearby, Central Asia, all right. There he started ruling and he became the king. But then what prompted him to come to India? One clue I've already given you last time. Do you remember the two famous forefathers of the Mughals? Famous forefathers. The ancestors from the mother's side and the father's side. Yes, Anuva.
Timur and Genghis Khan.
Right. Okay. And they were more close to Nikita. The Mughals wanted to be associated with Timur's or Genghis Khan. Both were their ancestors. But they preferred whom? Okay, sit down. Yes, Kanishk. Timur. Can you tell me why?
And because the Genghis Khan was a Mongolian.
So?
And
Good reason, but why? Just because he was a Mongol. See, the word Mughal actually comes from Mongol. Okay? Yes, Arjun.
Genghis Khan is like Genghis Khan was like he was firstly he was a nomad, so he travels.
Okay.
And he can kill anyone.
He used to kill lot many people. Yes, Siddharth.
Mongol is a barbaric.
Exactly. Barbaric. Barbaric means very primitive, who believe in lot of destruction, lot of massacre, bloodshed. Timur also was a ruler. He also had done lot of bloodshed during his wars, but a tribal background on the side of Genghis Khan. And Timur was definitely much more refined king. So they preferred. One more reason is there. Why they preferred Timur? Or what prompted Babur to come to India? From the Timurist side. What had Timur done in his days that they decided Mughals, especially the Babur, wanted to come and rule over India? Yes, Paki.
Timur invaded.
Yes, Timur invaded India. Timur had invaded India in 1328, alright, and he had very briefly ruled over India. And India, as you know, the golden bird, the prosperous country, it was known to everyone. So, naturally the Mughals also knew and they wanted to capture. One reason was that Babur wanted to fulfill the dream of Timur. Next. Can you tell me what is there on northern frontier of India? Which physical features, which relief features are there in the north of India? Though it's not shown here, but you all know that much. Mountains. Which mountains? There is another group of mountains called Hindu Kush mountains, which are on the side of Afghanistan and all. It also provided a very strong protection or barrier for entry into India. So with such a barrier, from Fargana to India, there is another map of Mughal Babur march. Just put that on. Close it. Right? Can you guess? Suppose you are ruling very peacefully in your land, a very prosperous land, and you are well known. And why do you want to march? See, where is Samarkand? From Fargana to Samarkand, he captured Samarkand next. And from Samarkand to Delhi, such a long march in those days, 1525-26, without modern convenience. How many of you would prefer to come across that land? Such a big distance from Samarkand to Delhi on the horseback, right? With the cavalry, with the army. Would it be easy? No. He came to India because he was invited by Daulat Khan, who was a relative of Ibrahim Lodi. Okay, Ibrahim Lodi was not a very popular king. Okay, he was not a very popular king. He was not very popular among his masses also. So Daulat Khan invited Babur. One more problem was there. Before Daulat Khan invited, Babur was forced to leave Fargana because of his uncle's conspiracy. He was very young. So his uncle captured the throne and threw him out of Fargana. Okay? And there was another tribe that attacked his area called Uzbeks. Can you tell me which country they belong to? Can you guess? Uzbekistan. Right? Again, like Mongolians, they were also a warrior tribe. So they attacked. He was on the run, but successfully he captured Samarkand, and he got the invitation from Daulat Khan, and he came to India. So write task number 1. Right? Task number 1. On a map of India, you will mark main places. Mark. I will tell you which places. Main places of Babur's march to India. Alright. So I'll tell you the places and you will find out, trace the route, the main areas which he passed through. Alright. So if we start from Samarkand, okay, via Peshawar, current Pakistan, Rawalpindi, Punjab, then New Delhi. I am telling you the names, please write it down. What places you will mark? Right, Samarkand, then Rawalpindi, Peshawar, Amritsar, that is in Punjab, crossing Punjab, and Delhi. These 5 places you will mark and then you will trace. Okay, that this was the journey of Babur's arrival to India. Did you all understand?
Yes.
And how difficult it was, right? But he had excellent army. So from crossing all the mountains, and you know the climate is also very difficult. Climate change is very difficult. Okay, so India is comparatively hot as compared to the places where he was coming from. So he bore all the difficulties and he arrived in India in 1526. But our lesser known fact is that this was actually Babur's 4th visit to India. Okay, it's a lesser known fact. He invaded India as a king in 1526. But 3 times earlier also he had visited India. And he was totally enamored by the beauty of our motherland. Who wouldn't be? Right? So he arrived. He had a war with Ibrahim Lodi. What was that famous battle known as? Yes, Anjane? First battle of Panipat. Anjane, year? Tell me the year, beta. In 1526 in the battlefield of Panipat. That is before Delhi. After defeating Ibrahim Lodi in the first battle of Panipat, he captured Delhi, he settled down in India and he started expanding his empire. Next. Right? So 1526, very famous, which went down in history as the first battle of Panipat, end of which dynasty? And the Sultanate era. Okay, 1526 is important for 3 reasons. Who will tell me 3 reasons? Kanishk, 1 reason?
Auntie, arriving of Babur.
Arrival of Babur, okay, not exactly in 26, he arrived before 26, but exact phrasing, Nitish. First battle of Panipat, but what's the relevance of first battle of Panipat? Sit down, Zoya.
End of Sultanate period.
End of Sultanate period. Second?
End of Lodi dynasty.
End of Lodi dynasty. And third? Sit down, Zoya. Paki? Yes, beginning of Mughal Empire, which continued till 1857. From 1526 to 1857, when the last Mughal emperor, who was the last Mughal emperor? Yes. Bahadur Shah Zafar, right? He was captured by Britishers and sent away. And with his capturing, the Mughal Empire came to an end. Right? So very important here, 1526. Next. 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 Okay, we have seen this, that what was the extent of the Lodi dynasty when Babur came. Next. Next. Okay. Now first battle of Panipat, if you are asked that what were the prominent reasons, Daulat Khan, the governor of Punjab, invited him and promised to help him against Ibrahim Lodi, right? Then Babur welcomed, of course, who wouldn't want to rule over India. So he welcomed the suggestion. Then Ibrahim Lodi met Babur at the battle of Panipat with a huge army. A fierce battle was fought and within 3 hours, within 2 to 3 hours, Babur defeated Ibrahim Lodi. Not even days. Within 1 day, within 3 hours, he defeated him and he captured, he had the control on the center, that is Delhi, and Ibrahim Lodi was killed. That was the death knell. A new word you are learning, called death knell. What does that mean? Yes, Kartikeya.
It means to capture it very.
Suppose I take death knell as one English word. Now what would be the meaning?
To capture with bloodlust.
No. Yes.
Death means to end or eradicate something.
Yes, death knell. The last nail in the coffin phrase you have heard.
Yes.
Right? Last nail in the coffin. The final step that ends something. So death knell is the sound of death. That is the end of Sultanate period and beginning of the Mughal era. Next. Okay. Now before we move to this, all right, there were many successful campaigns of Mughals. Can you tell me which prominent empires you think of when you talk of Mughals and their relation with other kings? Yes, Rajputs, right? Very prominent topic of discussion whenever we discussed the Mughal Empire is their relation with Rajputs. Which particular king, or actually there are two kings who are known for their fierce opposition to Mughals. They gave a very brave front and they really fought very well against the Mughals. Two Rajput kings. Can I give a clue? Recently there was a serial also. Yes, Sana? Maharana Pratap. Before him, anybody knows who was the father of Maharana Pratap? Wait, Anubha? Sure. Yes? Was he popular by some other name? What? Acha, have you heard of this famous king who used to get lot of injuries on his body? Yes. Rana Sanga. You know, many times people, when they are prone to injuries and they get lot of marks on their body because of injuries, people refer to such people as Rana Sanga. He had countless injuries on his body. Yes, excellent, Arjun. Right? So, two kings who pose a big threat for Mughal Empire were Rana Sanga and Rana Pratap. Right? But was this the only part of the relation with Mughals and Rajputs?
No.
So Aryan, what was the other part?
Sorry.
Can you guess? It's very prominent. There was another serial, not related to Babur, but related to one of a very famous Mughal. Jodha Akbar. Can you tell me anything about the background of Jodha Bai? She was a Rajput princess. So one thing we saw that they had wars, and the other thing was marriage alliances. Right? So that these were main tactics, like Babur, basically Humayun, they all had to face lot of opposition in form of battles, war. But Akbar was a much wiser king. Apart from battle, he tried to have friendly relation with Rajputs. What are Rajputs famous for? Why everybody wanted to be friends with Rajputs? What is that one feature?
Because they were warriors and
So they will be a good enemy.
they had a lot of treasure and all.
No, sit down.
Large army.
Wait. Large army. Who said large army? Satyam. Let me tell you, Akbar's army was much larger than that of Rana Pratap. Okay? So that was not the reason. Tell me one thing that you look for in people when you are trying to befriend. I am asking you why? Trust. Right? And Rajputs were known to be
Loyal.
Yes, loyal. If they were your friend, if they were your alliance, they would prove to be most loyal towards you. They would stand through you through thick and thin. Right? Whether good times, whether bad times, they will be there. So that was another reason why Akbar promoted friendly alliances, marriage alliances with Rajputs, because they were better as ally than enemy. They were very fierce enemy. So better to have friendship. Why to have unnecessary battles? Right? So these were the things that were there with Rajputs. There is one more community with which particularly Babur faced a lot of problems. Now we will discuss this in the next period. For you, apart from the map work, this is one of your tasks. You can write down, find out about second and third battle of Panipat. Alright, first battle of Panipat we discussed. So you will find about second and third battle of Panipat. First point, between whom, which were the two parties?
And this is the homework.
This is the homework. I'll ask you when we meet next. Second, when, that is the year in which the second battle of Panipat and third battle of Panipat were fought. And third thing, what was the result? Who lost, who won, and did it lead to something very important? Fine. So next time we meet tomorrow, first thing we will discuss is you will tell me what you gathered, what kind of information you gathered about second battle of Panipat and third battle of Panipat. Do the Mughals feature there? Let's see. Do the Mughals feature over there? Alright? Okay. Thank you.